much the lighter stuff now, like why our country is Atlantis and it might be about to fall into the ocean. Yeah, really, huh? I have to add a line about it. This is called The Cool Dad. This started because I was in Barnes & Noble, and they have a long, in Saugus, and they have a long wall of magazines, and at this time, JFK Jr. had just passed away, and so almost all the magazines had his picture on it. But this had been going on for like 2 or 3 weeks, and about 2 weeks later, he had been replaced by Princess Diana, who came out with a new book. Now, she had been dead long before, for a while before him. And I realized that all these people, about 50% of the covers had people who had passed on. And I realized that they were still selling magazines. They had to be, or they wouldn't be on the covers. So I wrote this poem called The Cool Dad. T. Boz said TLC got applause at the UMAs because one of their members was dead. Mother Teresa once silenced a room full of rowdy press by whispering, "The dead are so beautiful." In Atlantis, the dead sell magazines, dead faces on covers, not just cool, forever cool. Cool in life, cool in death. Jesus, the ultimate dead man. Some of us still measure time by him. James Dean, Gandhi, Robert Kennedy, Martin Luther King, Jack Kennedy, Jackie O, Jack Kerouac. A pattern is forming. The cool dead, careers on the skids till they passed out. Elvis, who according to some, still hasn't left the building. Marilyn Monroe, who once called herself a superstructure without a foundation. Princess Diana, who would lose patience and beg, "Please don't call me Di." JFK Jr., still selling magazines. Carolyn Bessette Kennedy, wears only repeats. We're not bored yet. Andy Warhol once said while painting in the middle of the night in his pajamas, "Oh, I'm dead already." All rock stars who die young would leave a good-looking corpse. Kurt Cobain, who couldn't change things enough. Janis Joplin, who sang "Happy Birthday" to John Lennon. John Lennon, who said the day before he died that he wasn't afraid because death, he was sure, was like getting out of one car and into another. Jimi Hendrix, who dragged off the stage in London moaning, "I've been dead a long time." Jim Morrison wrote, "No one here gets out alive." Kicked out of a Paris graveyard 30 years later for partying. River Phoenix, Aaliyah, Gianni Versace. John Denver died flying without a license. Selena, too kind, too generous. Rest in peace, Jam Master Jay. Any great director who died, Alfred Hitchcock, David Lean, Stanley Kubrick. Any great writer, Virginia Woolf. Ernest Hemingway, who as a child used to put a gun to his father's head. F. Scott Fitzgerald, whose head fell to the typewriter. Allen Ginsberg, who moments after he died was seen jumping up and down on the trampoline with Gary Snyder's granddaughters. All young murder victims, Adam Walsh, John Benet Ramsey, Nicole Simpson, Holly Klaus, Sharon Tate, Ennis Cosby. Corey Williams comes under the heading of also died. She won't sell any magazines, but she died the same day as Ennis Cosby. Stray bullet from a gang war. She was a good student. Also died Lauren Bissett, Ron Goldman. I'm sure there are more. Now we're into funny stuff. Chris Farley so coolly he appeared in an anti-drug campaign after his death. Drugs and alcohol can kill the laughter in anybody. Andy Kaufman, whose friends were terrified he was going to sit up in the coffin, grab their arms and laugh. John Belushi, Phil Hartman, you wonder what was the last thing he said to Brill before she shot him. John Candy, Gilda Radner. Are they dead? Richard Nixon, Betty Ford, Ronald Reagan, John Wayne. Dead Men Walking, Dick Cheney, Keith Richards. Most uncool. All murderers who should lose their names and faces. Mass murders, all wars, 9/11, Columbine, Jim Jones's Enclave in Guyana, Waco, Oklahoma City, and of course the granddaddy of all, the Holocaust. These still sell magazines. Atlantis, so rigorous, so intense, we must be cool in death as well as life. Atlantis, the only place where John Candy and Jimi Hendrix can be on the same list as Jesus and Gandhi. They've had the courage to cross over and we haven't yet. It's that yet that binds us and makes them cool forever. Thank you. Not published yet, so looking for a publisher.
This is a true her works. They're out the table out there.
Fell out of the tree.
Well, we're going to try, but what we're going to do is